Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Sauce on Delay. Well, the temperature isn't too bad today. It was cold this morning. Then it rained a little bit, drizzled a little bit. Oh, man. I want to talk about hypersexualization in media and just in all media, really. When I don't know how I can have a sanitary, safe, PC conversation on such a controversial and topic, potentially. These people should be wearing eye protection if they're working, they're painting above head. Anyhow, but what inspired me to want to talk about hypersexualization in media? Oh, okay, so 50 Cent was interviewed by someone on why he didn't give an endorsement to any party, and he responded by saying I'm going to paraphrase. He basically responded saying, listen, that's going to interfere with his business, because as soon as you endorse one party, you're going to ostracize or offend you're going to offend everybody else on the other side, especially in an environment where we have so much vitriol. Now, if you go back to, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 years ago, I don't think people really cared that much. People just wanted to hear the music, but then again, entertainers weren't giving endorsements back then, I guess. So 50 Cent says, I stay away from politics. I'm afraid of that stuff. Or he says something like that. He said something like, I'm scared to get involved with that. So he turned down a $300 million offer to perform at or appear at some rally somewhere. So he gave the example of Kanye West, and Kanye West's basically his fall from public view, his fallout with the media, in a different way. His fallout with the media regarding, they're not talking about him anymore. He's not getting he's not getting any screen time really too much. Not even the controversies about him you're not even hearing about. So 50 Cent basically said, I don't want to happen to me what happened to Kanye. Kanye can only now perform in Japan. That's what 50 Cent said. And then the article went on to show that, well, Kanye, he's doing like album listening parties in Japan and China. So, there must be some foundation to what 50 says, because he studies business, and he's a very smart marketing. He's very smart regarding marketing. So anyhow, I felt so bad for Kanye. I went ahead and listened to his album, which he has two albums out that aren't getting any attention much. One is called Vultures, and then there's Vultures 2. Now, I did not listen to Vultures 2, but I listened to Vultures 1. And in Vultures 1, you can hear him, I don't know. I think the album he did that before was Jesus is King. Now, maybe that was blasphemy because he calls himself Jesus and he just didn't want to say that. And the last track on Vultures is King. And he says that he is a king, or he says he is king. So it's kind of, I don't know, whatever. So I listened to the album, and it's him and Ty Dolla $ign. Now, Ty Dolla $ign is a singer, kind of, / rapper that really, whenever you hear Ty Dolla $ign on a song, it's going to be a hypersexualized kind of situation. And he's going to talk about women in maybe not in disrespectful ways, but in a raunchy kind of way, in relation to coitus, right? He kind of objectifies them as sex objects, basically, in the song. He's not talking about love marriage, none of that. You know what I mean? Just like none of the rap songs are talking about love or marriage. You know what I mean? But Ty Dolla $ign is known for that. He's not going to make political commentary. He's not going to necessarily talk about jewelry per se or money per se. I'm sorry for the noise. But he's not going to talk too much about money. He's not going to talk too much about violence. He doesn't claim, from my view, any gang activity. So I don't think he's going to claim no gang activity. What is going on here? Everybody's a mess. This intersection is crazy right now. What's going on? So Ty Dolla $ign is known for talking about women a lot in his music. And the whole album ultimately is, it sounds like, based on the events that preceded the album's release, sound like Kanye West is talking to Kim Kardashian or about Kim Kardashian or complaining about Kim Kardashian or something like that. His whole thing is he's talking about he's just talking about sex in just about every single song on that album in one way or the other. And I'm like, wait a minute, Kanye West, he has a little more dimension than this. Now, I'm not necessarily endorsing his music per se, because, on a spiritual level, the stuff that he's making is not really, I don't know, I think he's being facetious when he acts religious. Or it's just a manifestation of one of his manic episodes when he is in his religious mode, and his misogynistic mode is his I don't know. That's his go-to personality when he's comfortable. When he's uncomfortable or he's on, he's more religious, or he's more profound. He tries to be profound or religious when he's serious, but when he's relaxed and he's in a creative mode, I think that's when he talks about sex. And then kind of it's kind of similar to my personality, but I'm never in an environment where I'm relaxed enough to discuss low vibration conversations like that. So the whole album Vultures is just hypersexualized and all about sex and misogyny and objectifying women, and talking about his struggles with his ex-wife somewhat. Some of it is funny, some of it is just gross, in my opinion. Ty Dolla $ign, he's one-dimensional. Ty Dolla $ign is one-dimensional in the whole thing, and I'm there listening to it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a little too much for me. I don't know if I can listen to much more of this. So I probably went. The songs are short. Some of the songs are short. I went through maybe about 4 or 5 songs, and I skipped down to the end part. And I don't know. That thing gave me, I don't know how many songs on it. Maybe 8 songs on it. So I listened to like 5 songs, and then I skipped to like the last one, King, and then it was done. And most of the times, what I listen to is either crime stories, which is not healthy for my sleep and my dreaming. It's not healthy. I've spoken about that it gives me nightmares. Or I listen to stuff about health, or if somebody sends me something to listen to, I'll listen to that. I rarely ever listen to music, and I did an episode on me listening to a Tiger song named Taste, but it wasn't able to upload, and then I figured that God was sending me a message not to upload that one, so I didn't I just canceled it down. I just canceled it and just deleted it. I think it's on my. It's not on YouTube, but it's on the podcast and Spotify and all that, yada yada yada. And even if it's on YouTube, it's on the YouTube. It didn't get to upload to my YouTube podcast, which, yeah, whatever. So, hypersexualization now. Now, Kanye West is a rich man. Ty Dolla $ign, likewise, they making more money than us. Ty Dolla $ign was arrested for drugs one time, so he might be, he might be drug dependent. He might be, struggling with addiction. Kanye West is known to be bipolar, and mental illness has gone up 40% since the pandemic. Also, I gotta use it as a point of reference. I'm relatively conservative, kind of religious. I'm kind of religious a little bit, and listening to it, I can notice it. Now, if you're listening to stuff like this all the time, you don't notice it. I went to the barbershop yesterday, and they were playing disgusting rap music in the barbershop. Somebody's grandmother was there. My son was there. And the old man that was there, that's like 50 years old. The young guy, that's like 19 years old. And the middle-aged guy, that's close to 30. None of them thought, well, you know what? Let me change this music. It's disgusting. Let me change this music. I mean, the grandma, I don't think she could understand what they were saying. I mean, I could barely understand. But my son picked up and said, bad words. These guys were playing this disgusting music, running a business. This is what you do. This is how you get back to the community. Anyhow, so if you listen to that garbage all the time, it seems like nothing to you. I guess it seems like nothing to you. I'm assuming it seems like nothing to you, because if it didn't, and they're just playing it in the presence of the elder, in the presence of the children, that shows that they have a lot of hate. And it shows that I'm weak for not addressing it, because now I'm talking about it, why I didn't say something when I was there, right? So anyhow, I got to go back there today, so we'll see what I do. But the hypersexualization, what is that going to do for you? Now, they say men, I guess, who are in their prime, think about sex every 7 minutes on average. Every 7 minutes. So, we don't need any extra impetus or encouragement. Pornography is already shown to be unhealthy in a multitude of ways. Social anxiety, performance anxiety. It can cause impotence, if I didn't say that already. Pornography and all these things, they can really interfere with your perspective of the world. The objectification of women can not only cause you to cause harm as a man in the world, but cause you to harm yourself and put yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, because you're trying to satisfy this myopic goal, which is, according to some people I listen to, a session of coitus only lasts 7 minutes. So a man thinks about sex every 7 minutes, and a session of coitus only lasts 7 minutes. And people's lives are being ruined as a result of decisions made in lust, right? So, guess what I'm saying at the same time? I'm not saying people, I'm saying me. I'm talking about myself, because I can understand and I've been through it. So, now, would I do things differently? Now that I want to go to church now that I'm old, no, I probably would not have done things differently. I'm not the same person chemically as I was when I was younger. Chemically, I'm not the same person. Chemically, at a younger age, my libido was probably 100 times more powerful than it is at this point, or no, not even that, maybe 10 times more powerful than it is now. 10 times more pulling on my feet, my hands, my mouth, my brain, trying to use all my faculties in order to get some coitus. My libido was pulling on all my resources, my finances, all these things. So I'm not the same person chemically now. So I can't say that I'll do things different if I was back then. Because back then, if you bring me back to my young days, I'm chemically a different person. I'm not even the same person. So anyhow, but what I want to say is that the hypersexualization in the media is too much. It's an overkill. We don't need it. It's going to potentially destroy lives. 92% of the kids in prison didn't have a father in their home. That means that the father produced them, fertilized their mother, they were born, and somehow along the way, the two parents split. So, was a family movement the primary goal for them engaging in coitus? No, it was not. The primary goal was the primary objective, which is just to reproduce, just to engage in reproduction, not to be a sustainable, long-term guide, provider, whatever the case may be. That's not the thing. It's like I said, it's chemically, I didn't say, but it's basically chemically designed into us. So, and especially I would say men. I'm a man, I don't really know what women go through. So, later on in life, you get older, it's not that important. But the hypersexualization in the media is unnecessary. We have so many other things that we could dedicate our energy to. Listen, like the going out, the partying, the preparation, the buying the clothes, the exercise, the buying of drinks, the buying of dinners, the paying for movies, the paying all this stuff to get some coitus, right? All of those resources, the scheming, the planning, the scheduling, the studying, all of that went into all of that resource, all of that energy, all of that power could have been used to, I'm going to be kind of hyperbole. I'm going to be a little hyperbole. That could have been used to cure cancer. I could have cured cancer with the energy that I used trying to get a girlfriend or trying to get some coitus, whatever. I could have found a cure for cancer. Why can't I find it now? Well, that's not the question. When you're young, you're strong. The Bible says something like that. God calls on the youth because they are strong. Something like that, right? So, or Jesus says, let the little children come to me, which means let me teach the youth. Let me teach the youth what they need to know. And then the Bible also says, raise up a child in the way he should go. So, if you're Bill Gates' mom, who works at IBM, Bill Gates' mom worked at IBM, her son grew up into computers. He became one of the greatest, richest computer developers ever. He's richer than Larry Ellison from Oracle. All these other guys, whatever. He's one of the richest men on the planet. Now, he's not richer than Richard Arnold. I don't know what Richard Arnold's mother and father did for a living. Maybe they made clothes. Richard Arnold is the owner of LVMH Corporation, which is one of the biggest corporations in Europe. So let's Google right now. What did Richard Arnold's parents do? And this is going back to raise up a child in the way they should grow. What did Richard Arnold parents do? I hope I spelled his name right. What did Richard Arnold's parents do? Bernard Arnold. I keep saying, sorry. What did Bernard Arnold's parents do? His father was a manufacturer, John Leon Arnault, a graduate of Paris, owned a civil engineering company. Okay, so his father was a manufacturer and owned the engineering company. His father was an engineer and a CEO. So Bernard Arnault, his father raised up a child in the way they should grow, and they'll never depart from it. So Bill Gates' mom worked at IBM. Richard Arnold's father owned an engineering company. Bernard Arnault. Come on now. Why you call him Richard? Bernard Arnault. So now Kanye West, Kanye West the other day was complaining that his daughter, going back to Kanye West was complaining that his daughter was wearing makeup and, I don't know, dancing maybe in ways that he did not like on TikTok. But he'll come on here and talk any kind of way about somebody else's daughter. Now, understandably, Kanye is talking about women, not little girls. He's talking about women, right? Strangely enough, in a part, he said, in a part of the song, he says when he was 15 years old, his future soulmate wasn't even born yet. So I guess he's 15 years older than Kim Kardashian. That can't be the case, because I'm the same age as Kim Kardashian. Or Kim Kardashian is like 1 year older than I am. So Kanye West is not 60 years old. Or Kanye West isn't close to 60 years old. Or is he? Or maybe his new wife is. Oh, maybe his new wife he's talking about. Okay. He must be talking about the new wife. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. I didn't even have to mention that. So, what I'm saying is that we're already stretched thin regarding resources. We're already stretched thin regarding social services. We're already stretched thin regarding crime, mental health issues, people growing up with lack of support. There's 400,000 children in foster care in America at any given time. There's about 2 million people in prison, and 92% of them never had a father in the home. Right? So we have the potential to reduce the prison population, reduce the foster care population, which some of the foster care kids end up in prison at a high rate, because something like I think it's only half of the children in foster care graduate high school on time. So a whole bunch of promoting sex is not going to help anybody. It's not going to help anybody. I really don't know how else to explain it. But, I'm not singling out Kanye West. He's not the first. He's not the only one. He's not the first one. He's not the only one. But his album Vultures is what just clicked in my head, because I haven't been listening to new music in a long time. I haven't been listening to rap music in a long time. And typically it's low vibration stuff about violence or sex or drug use. And he mentions his cocaine a lot in his, well, not him, but between him and Ty Dolla $ign, they mention drugs. And then there's another rapper in there. I don't know. He has a lot of other rappers featured, but I don't know what their names are. Playboy Cardi, some other guy. And they're talking about drugs, and even Kanye talks about cocaine and stuff like that. So it's not a good, morally, it's not a good album. Entertainment wise, as an older adult, if you just, shut your morals off and turn your intellect off, you can listen to it and laugh, because I laughed. There's parts of it that are funny. I'm not a real intellectual or nothing like that. So I could understand the low vibration parts. I like low vibration stuff. But regarding sustainability, regarding community, regarding benefiting the world and benefiting society, and him sometimes speaking as if he cares about what God thinks and cares about, this album was nowhere near that. I understand what he's doing, but at 50 years old, probably, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. I'm acting old. Matter of fact, the other day, I had I was growing my mustache and growing my hair and stuff like that. My hair looked crazy because my hairline is crazy. But everybody, my cousin, my friend from high school, my mother, they were like, "Come on, man, clean yourself up, cut your hair, shave your mustache, shave your beard. Stop, you're making yourself look old." Maybe because I feel old. I guess. So maybe I'm making myself older than I need to be. Maybe that's why I'm so disconnected from what they're talking about. Maybe I'm taking my own personal experience and projecting it upon society as if what I want is what society wants. More moral, helpful content. But how could you make that funny and entertaining? So low vibration resonates and it titillates, right? So I'm not even blaming Kanye, but hey, thanks for listening.